Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
Hey, what's happening? G here. Welcome to Luna Live. Our first ever Luna Live. Pretty excited. So there's a live chat function that's just like any other Facebook or Instagram or now YouTube Live. So make sure you participate. Excited. This is our first one, so I don't have the luxury of all of handy dandy camera lady's editing capabilities. This one's on the fly, man. But we do have handy dandy camera lady sitting right here, running the controls, watching the comments. Let me see her. There's handy dandy camera lady. We'll check back with her. And then we don't have a camera on her and we don't have a mic on her, but Miss Poppy Dog's laying down on the floor over here snoring away and the mic's picking her up. Like I said before, it's our shtick. So I know you guys aren't here for me. You're here for Eco Geckos and Black Night Week here at Luna Geckos. And I tell you, over the last month or so, I've gotten to know Jay over in England, the man behind Eco Geckos. And I gotta tell you, we did a call the other night, a video call the other night, and he's running me through just pulling Black Knights out one at a time. It got to be the best Black Knights in the world. Certainly one of the best. And wait till he shows this male. I'm telling you, this male he has, best in the world. So his breeder male, pure Black Knight, best in the world. So I think before we bring him on, he's sitting in the green room. I think I want to call it a gray room because this is Luna Live and the moon's kind of gray. So before we bring him on, I want to go. Will you give me that split screen? If you're not following Eco Geckos on Instagram, I mean, look at this stuff. Holy cow. That's not a Black Knight, but look at that. That is crazy. And he's not a one-trick pony either. He's got some amazing tangerines. Looks like some bunch of snows. These Black Knights, man. Look at that. I think people think they're photoshopped. We'll ask them about it. That Crested is out of control. I think it's 100% het Exantix too. You gotta find this other picture. So look at all these geckos, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So after looking at all these geckos, let's stop looking at geckos. Let's stick him in here. So, you there? Go back.
I'm here, mate.
Oh, we can hear you. So we were just looking at your Instagram feed, and I was comparing my Black Knights to your Black Knights, and this picture kind of summarizes how your Black Knights make me feel. And I'm the guy on the right, so.
Fair enough.
Welcome to Luna Live.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much.
Hey, we're glad. I couldn't think of someone to do the first Luna Live with us. That would have been better than to have you on, especially during Black Knight Week. Now tomorrow, Sunday, every Sunday, 11 a.m. Central, is our regular YouTube episode, and it so happens that sexiest breeder ever.
Oh, no.
I think you put the B in breeder, baby. But unfortunately, our Black Knight episode that's going to air tomorrow is already been edited and is ready to go. So kind of want to delete it after looking at your Black Knights. So I don't know what to do, man.
Oh, well, we can always do another one next week, whatever. Plenty of them to go around.
So tell me the story. Tell me about, why Eco Geckos. And I got to tell you something real funny is when I was 16 years old, I used to DJ, and my DJ name was Super DJ Echo. And for some reason, it's still stuck in my head. And every time I see Eco Geckos, I want to say Echo because that was my DJ thing. So if I say Echo a couple times, you just got to roll with it.
Well, Eco Geckos was the original name. What happened was that once I created the page and realized there was another breeder called Eco Geckos, my other half suggested to take out the H and it would still be the same. So without even thinking, we took out the H and we still pronounced it Eco Geckos.
Oh, so I'm saying it right.
Eco Geckos.
So which is it?
It's Eco Geckos. It is now, yes. We
you don't
decided.
But is it like a tomato thing? You're fine, you're fine either way?
Eco Geckos work, so we just went with that.
Yeah. I hear
Simple.
you. Yeah. Very cool. How many people we have in? Oh,
19,
quite a few. Quite a few. Awesome. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us on Saturday. I imagine we're in different time zones all over the place. You're already past 5 o'clock, so you could start drinking already. It's like 11. It's like 11:15 here. So if I start drinking, I'm gonna have to seek some professional help.
Oh yeah, well,
So
two
what?
beers down already.
Tell us, man. What was the first reptile? What hooked you? How'd this all
Oh,
start?
the first reptile was a leopard gecko. It was a pet normal morph wild type. She was I got her around. She was around 10 years old, I believe, when I got her. She had really bad MBD, but she lasted with me for another 5 years, but sadly passed. But
But
that was the start of it.
15 years. Lived about
Yeah,
15 years?
yeah,
That's fantastic.
brilliant. Yeah,
I mean, the
yeah.
end's not, but, you know,
After
everything goes sometime.
she passed about I think 2 years ago now. But during the time I had her, I brought two more. One, it was two pet shop geckos, and this is when I first started out. Ended up pairing them and ended up getting an egg. It hatched, and it just went on from there. Literally, just non-stop. I got into the Black Knights a few years later, and the rest just history. It just blew up from there.
How many seasons now on Black Knights? Have
Um,
you're one of the first ones to get in, huh? After
uh,
Furry started release. Now wait. So we talked about Eco and Echo. Is it fairy or furry? I know you're friends with them.
I pronounce it ferry.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Black Knight seasons. I've not had as many as you'd think. I don't know the exact number. Three maybe. Um, I was just lucky enough to get the darker ones early.
Yeah, you showed me that male. I know you're going to show him here today. Don't show him yet.
Yeah.
Let's tease everybody for a while. But that that male you showed me the other day is that's got to be the best male in the world. I mean, tell that story. That's a great story about how you got him.
Yes. So I brought a one-to-one pair, male and female, from the Netherlands, and I paid the top price for the top quality. And after about 2 months, his pattern, he was full black. About 2 months on good heat and whatnot, his pattern blossomed, and he turned from a top quality animal to a very low quality. I did message Ferry, and he suggested I could exchange him. He gave me his holdback male basically, and great guy, great guy.
I know you've talked to him since, and you've sent him
Yeah.
pictures. He's got some
Yeah.
got some remorse on that. You think?
Yeah, I sent him a photo of it the other week because I've actually just got another one from him because just to kind of keep Black Knights being incest and whatnot. I needed another female, wasn't close related to my lot. So I brought another one from him, and I showed him my male, and he said himself that is the best male I've ever produced. Like, that is hands down one of the best.
I agree with him. It's the best male I've ever seen. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, very nice. He is a very nice male, but he still has. I wouldn't call him a solid black. I can see a line of pattern on his spine. Thing is, with Black Knights, is very much temperature controlled for certain ones. So breeders can manipulate the colour with temperature, which is no good.
We talked about that a little bit the other day,
so
and
I incubate.
That's total BS
mine.
to you. You don't do that at all.
No, because you'll find they grow a lot slower. It's unfair on the animal anyway to have a reptile on lower heat for your own gain. It's not right. I keep mine on normal temperatures in my rack with all the rest. I also incubate at normal temperatures. I found with a solid pair, you do get very much nearly all black ones. But to create a solid black animal, it is very hard. It's not as easy as everyone thinks.
Nah, I agree.
No,
I like the ones on Morph Market that are like 5% Black Knight, and people were trying to get $500 for them, and they're like, no, just buy 2 of these and you'll make 25 solid black ones next year. Not happening.
No. So when it comes to light black, the thing is, there's 2 arguments. There's an argument where you get 2 light black knights. You're never going to make a full black one unless you line breed and implement more darkness. But again, you can buy a £500 black knight, lower quality, and a year later down the line, it can look very dark. It can gain darkness. Now, I haven't bred one like that and know enough to say, does that create more blacker animals than a one that is darker, hatched darker, and then got lighter? If that makes sense.
No, it does. I've done outcrosses, but I did some outcrossing with a Turkmenicus a season or 2 ago, but I ended up not holding any of them back.
Yeah.
So I didn't. I think on his Instagram, look, Handy Dandy just changed your name moniker there. I thought it was an apostrophe on your logo. So much confusion. Just change it back to Echo. Anyway, I'm multitasking here. I got a lot going on. But I did the outcrosses with Turkmenicus, and the plan was to try to put that fresh blood in and then repropagate the line. I ended up punting, and I didn't hold any of them. I ended up releasing them all. But I have been working on, and I know you are too, I've been working on the Super Snow Eclipse Black Night project. So I think I'm on season 3. I have to go back and look. This actually might be season 4. So I now am down to, I've been producing Super Snows, but at least one of the parents over the last couple seasons has been only head eclipse. So when you get that Super Snow, solid black eyes, is it visual or is it het? And so now finally this season my holdback group for that project are Max Snow, Black Night, Visual Eclipse. So now I know all Super Snows going forward are going to be Eclipse. You're working on that project too.
I am. So I have a very light, I wouldn't even call Black Night, basically Max Snow Eclipse. However, last season when I paired it to my male, a jet baby, I'm talking jet black solid baby, popped from it. So, I mean, she's got potential to make dark babies, but the same thing with Max Snow Black Nights. I've seen them hatch out full black, and then by adult, they're normal Max Snow with a bit of darkness. It's a hit or miss, really is. It takes a lot of line breeding, a good few years to get the darkness onto it. This season, I've got a Max Snow Eclipse paired to the Black Knight, and I've got 2 Super Snow Eclipse Black Knights going back to the original line. So I'm hoping for a pure black Max Snow head eclipse. That's the goal this season.
You're trying to get a solid black animal with a white stripe down the back, or just a stripe down the back?
Well, that's where the cipher morph comes in, kind of. So that's a project for a later date if I can land a visual male. But
you're still working on that with John?
I briefly spoke to John. I just asked him if I could get on the waiting list for a cipher. That was about it. He said he will be releasing, I think, visual males this season or next. But it's very hit or miss. Like I'm not 100% sure I'm going to go down that route, or I'm gonna. It's not all settled yet, basically.
Yeah, I'm curious. We talked about it a little bit the other day, and I know John's always got secret stuff over there. So, really the pictures he's been throwing out have been, I think, a lot of that outcross, wild type stuff. And once he starts throwing that into, which I bet he's already doing, but once he starts throwing that into, the white and yellow stuff or the bell stuff, it's gonna be pretty interesting what starts to come out. We probably won't see anything because I think John's season's really late, right?
I'm not too sure on that.
Yeah, I've heard him talk about it before. I have several animals from John, but I've heard him talk about, like, as everybody else's season's winding down, he's just starting. So he's more of a fall breeder, which is interesting.
Yeah,
there's quite
I do have
quite a few guys that have geckos on a different cycle than what's normal.
Yeah, I do plan to have two halves that's like that. Two halves of the season. First half being early, and the second half being late for the last year breeders. Sorry, babies that have just getting to weight. That's the plan this year, anyway.
Yeah, because you get to October, November, and you don't have any animals left.
Yeah, I've still got nine Black Night females, and I think 2 crosses in there to pair so far. I've paired, I think, 3 at the moment. That's it from my pure line.
You have a 1-9 on the pure line?
A mate of mine called Isle of White Leopard Geckos, he always sends down 2 of his lighter females to me. They've not produced many eggs, if basically anything. They've produced, I think, 3 fertile. None of them made it. But he always sends them down to me to just try, basically. So minus them 2, I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. I have a lot.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
It is nice.
So,
yeah,
talk about, if you would, talk about what you know about the history of Black Knights, and how Ferry went about creating them, and and then from there, so let's start with how they happened, what you know about how they happened, and then from there we'll go to some of the issues and some of the stuff that that people talk about with Black Knights, whether it be size, fertility, but let's start with the history.
So from my knowledge, I believe I think it's 15 years of interbreeding to create the Black Knight morph. I believe I'm not sure on his the way he went about it, but I know somewhat there was a dark gecko that hatched, and he just continuously line bred year after year, and he 15 years later ended up with the pure blacks. A lot of it is to do with temperature also. Low temperatures equal dark animals, high temperature equals lighter animals, incubation wise. Regardless, I think he's done a brilliant job. I think, hands down to him. This is one of my favourite morphs in the game.
That's a heck of a commitment, right? 15 years of a project. And I would imagine probably the first 5, even 10 years, you're unsure if it's going to work.
Exactly, yeah.
So you imagine, you're 7, 8, 9, 10 years in, and they don't get any darker than, I don't know, an Afghan, or what I mean. And you're like, now I got to punt on 10 years work.
Yeah, he stuck in there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Good job,
that's
he
a hell
did
of a
as well.
commitment. Now, some of that, because it's a 15-year, line bred project, that's where a lot of the, the potential issues come from.
So, with the 15 years of interbreeding, now there's a lot of some breeders argue there's nothing wrong, and others argue there is. You'll find with Black Knights, fertility issues. Females might not even give you a single good egg. You also find the eggs randomly die. They could be doing fine in your incubator, 30, 40 days in, 30 days in, and they're dead, due to hatch and die. This is more common than you'd think. But then other people have no issues whatsoever.
Yeah, I told you a little bit about my story.
Yeah.
I told you the long story, but I'll give everybody the Cliff Notes version of it. Um, I guess it was 4 or 5 years ago. My daughter is at Soul Geckos, so Luna Geckos, Soul Geckos. That's a whole different story. You can go back and watch the Luna story if you want to hear the whole story. But um, she shows me a picture of Black Knights, and I said what you probably hear all the time. That's photoshopped. That's not a real gecko, right? You hear that all the time, don't you?
I hear that so many times a day. Even on my crested geckos, I get people going, "That's fake." I go, "It's not.
Yeah,
it's
so
not. It's not fake. I don't believe in any sort of filter or playing around with the photos on any sort of gecko. I just straight away photo or video and upload.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Now I use
Yeah.
all of my, because you'll see a consistent gray background on everything. I use a photo booth.
Yeah.
But there's no filter. There's no. I change nothing. It's
Yeah, that's the way I believe it should be, 100%.
So I have decent LED light, and I'm in a controlled photo booth. But other than taking them outside, I think it works pretty good. So she ends up convincing me it's not photoshopped, right? And so I said we got to get these. So I reach out to Ferry and end up buying a 1-2 group. And I didn't tell you this part of the story, but he said you have to send me a wire transfer, and I said, oh yeah, no problem. So I get on my Chase app and I try to do, and I mean this is a pretty expensive purchase, right? Like 3-4 years ago, buying a 1-2 group. So I try to do an international wire transfer. The bank flags my account, shuts it down, and tells me I have to go to a branch and talk to a manager. So now I'm on the hook because I promised him by the end of the day I'm going to wire him the money. And so I hustle over to the bank and I got to sit down with the manager and I got to approve in person this wire transfer. And she said, because it's a large dollar amount and it's an international wire transfer, I need to put what it's for in the document. And I said, well, it's for geckos. I thought she was going to call the police. She's like, what is wrong with this guy? So anyway, we do it. They come in, great process, great communicator. They end up coming in through, I think Dutch Dragon Imports is how they come in. And we unbox them. My daughter gets the best female. Even though I paid for everything, my daughter gets the best female. I get Mata, which is pretty frequently featured on my Instagram. She's beautiful, but she does have a bit of that Goldie pattern on her back. And then I keep a male that I don't have anymore. He's my buddy Mike up at Toronto Geckos bought him from me last season because I produced a 2020 holdback male that was a little bit better than him. So that first season, my daughter's pumping out eggs left and right with that first year breeder female. I got one egg. So I paid for everything. I got one egg. And I temperature sex male, so it hatched in like 35 days. I sold it because I'm thinking I'm going to get eggs. I'm going to have 12, 15, 20 of these things. I don't need that first one. It's the only baby I hatched. Second year, which she's on her third year now. So last year she was rocking. So I'd have to go back and look at how many, but so it was a one-time event. And then I have a 1-3 group going this year of pures. Mata is the original female. One of her babies from last year is the new male, and and then two of the other two females are also holdbacks from 2020, and one of them's firing away. She's on clutch 4 every 16 days. Now nothing's hatched, I'll actually check the incubator before we get off today because one of them's due to hatch, like in the next
Yep.
day or so. So, and I upped my temperature this year. I'm running male incubator at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. I used to run it at 89. So I'm used to 35 days. I'm thinking that might come back a little bit to 32 or 33 because I'm up a degree.
Yeah.
So we'll check before we get off. If you remind me, we'll check. And that'd be cool if we have a first Black Night baby at a season.
Yeah,
that might be the only thing on this call I could beat you at.
Well, I'm also due to 2 of my Max Snow Het Eclipse Black Nights. Or Black Night Het Eclipse.
Talk about like some of the research, because you've been collecting data from Black Night breed. I still owe you all my, fertility data. I got to put that together tomorrow and I'll send it to you. But what are you learning?
I've learned so much about the Black Nights. The Black Nights. What do you want to know? Basically?
Everything. Everybody in the comments. What do you want to know? You want to know.
Yes.
Now, if you have specific questions, we're going to do a full Q&A at the end. But I think everybody wants to know everything. Everything that we want to know.
There's obviously so much, problems, pros, cons, mixing. Let's say problem-wise, I've spoke about the fertility issues. You also find I've seen some Black Knights being very small, and their tail is about half the size of a normal leopard gecko. I've not seen any health issues like that affects the gecko in its lifespan or whatnot. I've not seen that with the Black Knights at all. I've just seen fertility issues, smaller heads and smaller tails. That's it with the problems. I've also found females between eggs, they just reabsorb eggs, or they just don't lay them. I've had females go 30 to 60 days between eggs. Like, that's common too.
Yeah.
That's mainly Black Nights.
Yeah, you talked about the males too. You find that the later in the season, like if you try to breed them in May or June, they're on vacation.
I found the fertility can drop later in the season. I think it's just the interbreeding in the morph.
Yeah, I mean it's
this
15
season,
years, right? So
exactly this season I've had. So I woke up this morning to another pure Black Knight egg. Just no good. I've had 3 now, no good. Already, start the season, 3 pures, no good. Had to chuck them all away.
Yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit the other day. It happens particularly with polyogenic, right? Like long term line bred morphs that people want to try to maintain that original purity of that line.
Yep.
I mean, go Firewater, all the way back to Dan the Fireman. And if you're still trying to maintain that line, which I do, we work that line here. I have issues. I have similar issues. I mean, I had a breeder female that over 2 seasons, I only hatched, I think 4 or 5 geckos in 2 seasons. And she wasn't laying duds. She was like 30 days between clutches. She laid 2 clutches, called it a season. And so I think it happens.
I think it's just interbreeding.
It happens a lot with line bred morphs.
Line bred, yeah.
But
exactly.
I think it gets there's hyper awareness around it with Black Knights, because I think if you buy a $50 gecko and it pumps out water balloons or doesn't breed, or you're like, it sucks, but it was a $50 gecko. You buy a $2,500 gecko or a $3,000 and you don't get eggs, that stings, right? That doesn't feel good.
Yeah, no, that's
So I don't think I've ever sold a gecko, whether it's a normal or a black. I shouldn't say I don't think. I know I have never sold a gecko and promised you'll get 20 babies next season. I think you just need to be aware that regardless of what project you want to work with, there's no guarantee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
It's just issues with line breeding, unfortunately. But as I say again, I know breeders that pop them, fly, no problems whatsoever. Mitcha Wu from Holland, he's paired up with Malt. He's done great work, absolute brilliant work with Black Knights. He's outcrossed them, he's cleaned it up a little bit. Love it. They're really dark too, like amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Do you work with carbon, or do you? I think you mentioned.
So I don't personally work with carbon, but me and another breeder have teamed up. She jumped on one of my orders, and basically she ordered a carbon Max Snow Black Knight. And I said, well, why don't we pair it to my male, and we'll see what pops. Because, again, even with carbon, there's problems as such.
Yeah, you don't hear about it as much because they're beautiful animals, just not as popular as Black Knights. So,
yeah.
Maybe it's the name. With the environmental thing, nobody wants to buy carbon. Everybody's got to get rid of that carbon, right? So Black Knight's maybe just a better name.
Yeah, I will be working with them, but only time can tell what will pop. Obviously, mixing the carbon and the Black Knight line, I'm not sure what will. I think it should be basically darker geckos mixing the Black Knight with the carbon.
Yeah, with some cleaner genetics. I mean, both might have, but for lack of a better word, dirty genetics, just because they're inbred for so long. At least you're gonna put two together.
Different.
Different. You're putting different set of DNA in, I guess, is what I was trying to say.
Now that's more of a fun project. The carbon will be. I only have the one female to play with, and we'll just see what happens there. If the fertility is better with them, I might continue with her offspring in the Black Knight line, or I may add my own Super Snow Black Knights, Max Snow Black Knights into that line and see what occurs. That's the plan with them.
We just got a comment from my buddy Jay. Another J, Canadian J instead of an English J. He said, "Can you show us a carbon?" But you don't have it.
I don't have it.
Yeah, you don't. You're just partnering on a breeding project. It's not actually.
Yeah, the order's not come in yet, so it's not even in the UK at the moment. But when they do come in the UK, I will share photos on the Instagram.
Speaking of, hold on, let me get my glasses.
No worries.
We're gonna look at and. For people that watch our regular, I can't use my clippy glasses because of my headphones, so I'm off brand today. Hold on one second.
Just going to check the animals quickly.
How they doing? They all right?
Yeah, they're all good, yeah. Settle down a little bit now.
You recognize this?
Yep.
You gotta tell us about this.
So this female was from, I actually have her next to me. Let me just see if she's fired up a little bit. Yep. All right, so this female is from Altitude Exotics over in the USA. Now, let me get her in the picture.
Hold on, we're gonna make you bigger. There you go. Look at that gecko.
All right, so let me zoom down. This is the gecko in question. Now, this is a female het Exantix from Altitude Exotic. When I brought her, I did not realize how black she gets when fired up. I didn't even see her fired up. When she arrived, I didn't think he even sent me the right gecko. This gecko is probably one of my favorite in my collection.
It's gorgeous.
It is one.
I think I told you that I needed you to send me a 1-2 group of each so I could decide if I like that better than your buddy. Just a
Yeah, so
test. I mean, I'm just going to help you. I'm helping you.
so I've got a male het Exantix to pair to her, but the male's polar opposite. He's basically creamy white. Obviously the contrast would be great, like her to him, but I would really like to grab a darker male het Exantix. That's the idea, to pair to this female.
That's a gorgeous gecko. Absolutely gorgeous gecko.
Yeah, she is probably one of my favorite in the collection, 100%. I only own 4 Crested geckos. These were the first ones I actually got, the het Exantix, because the Exantix morph and the lily white morph are not the only, but the main.
Yeah, the only proven recessives.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've seen them. I've seen the lily white Exantix from altitude, and they are just what I would.
That's crazy.
My goal, basically.
The work that Brian does at altitude is phenomenal.
Absolutely mad. Yeah, I love the Exantix morph. I do want to implement like black on the, get the real black Exantix color with the white pins all the way down.
That'd be gorgeous.
That's my goal.
I mean, I don't know how you do better than that. I mean, you're trying to improve it. I don't know. That's like, it's like buying like, I don't know, a Lamborghini and be like, I don't like the rims. So we're gonna have to change those rims.
She will be breeding this year, and I do hope for a visual, but I only got a 25% chance on the visuals.
Because you're going head to head.
Yeah, head to head, 100% hets. I'm going. I'm also going to pair my male to a lily white and just hope I hit the lily white het Exantix. That's even a lower chance, but that's the goal. If I pop a visual, I will then pair the lily whites back to the visual and see if I get any visual lily white Exantix.
Yeah, that's the holy grail right now in Cresteds, right? It's the lily white Exantix is a house payment.
Yeah, exactly. It is, but even if they were $10 or $20, I would still breed them.
I agree,
because I breed the animals I want to produce. That's just what I do. I don't care about the price on the animals. It's what I want to make. This year I saw a gecko that was basically silver. It was a leopard gecko and it was silver. It was a blizzard snow. And I had to message the breeder straight away and say to him, you have to tell me how you made this, everything. He gave me everything I needed to know. I went out and brought a 1-2 group straight away. It was needed, 100% needed.
Yeah. I think we hear this all the time, but I think we should reiterate it. That's great advice, because so many new breeders or people thinking about getting into geckos, they look at what the highest price gecko is. And they're like, I'm going to get a pair of those and I'm going to make a whole bunch of money. There's a couple problems with that. One is no one knows you yet. So, good luck, in your first year trying to get $1,000 for a Black Night or whatever the price is, because no one knows who you are. So you're not going to likely get the prices that you paid. And what if the bottom falls out or something? I was in the Noir Désir Black Eye 3-4 years ago. I just love the color enhancement, but then the problems started showing up and it's not worth it. So we don't, they're all gone. We don't deal with that project. So I clearly didn't make any money on that. I lost money on that. But I think the best advice is exactly what you just said. Don't chase the money.
No.
Chase what, find a gecko or a morph or even a species that you absolutely love and go for it.
Yeah, that's the best advice I could give any starting breeder is find what you want to breed and stick with that. I started with the pure whites, Diablo Blancos. I didn't start with a one-to-one group on Diablo Blancos. I started with a Blazing Blizzard and a Diablo Blanco Super Snow. And it was two totally different lines, totally different breeders. And I started from there. So the first year I got Blazing Blizzard Het Eclipse Snows, basically. Blazing Blizzard Het Eclipse Snows I got. And from these geckos, I was popping these huge white geckos. They were absolute huge. Like I'm talking 80-gram males at 4 months old and just growing.
Wow.
They did stop, however, around the 100 grams and they slowly, crept up to maybe 110, 120. But these are normal geckos. The females were 70, 80 grams young too. That's when it really started for me, and I carried on producing them. I'm on my 3rd or 4th generation on this line. I absolutely love it.
Yeah,
love it.
Everybody knows you, I think, primarily for Black Knights, but
Yeah.
you got some crazy tangerine stuff. That Diablo project. I mean, if you just scroll through your Instagram, you're not just a Black Knight guy. Now,
No.
you got some of the best Black Knights in the world, but your other projects are pretty amazing too.
Yeah, with the Black Knights, I think I will focus on the crosses more than anything now. With the crosses, if you're going to cross, like I've outcrossed my male this year to a Murphy pattern nurse, a Big Night Blizzard Eclipse, an Afghan, and a few others. But this year I'll get a lot of normals, Het Blizzard. It's the first generation. I will then pair that back. It's going to take 3-4 generations before I start seeing real darkness on these geckos. The ones that don't keep back will be sold as normals. I'll tell them the parents, but I won't be selling them as Black Knights because if there's no darkness on them, I won't be selling them as Black Knights.
Yeah, you don't want to be one of those morph market guys saying I got a 1% Black Knight.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't want to misguide people either on the lighter ones and whatnot. I will pop her back and then I will show some Black Knights.
Keep going. Is there anything before we get into Black Knights, because everyone's going to get mesmerized by Black Knights? You got any tangerines or one of those Diablo Blizzards, or you want to show one of those first?
I do have one of my Diablos here. Let me just pop her back. Oh, I will grab one of my Diablos.
I actually bred Diablos for one season. I loved them. It was just, you can't keep them all, right? So you just can't do every project. So I needed that space, and we ended up selling those off. And now I'm not trying to produce Super Raptors, which is another white gecko. Tend to have a little more yellow on them than a Diablo. I'm not trying to produce Super Raptors, but because of the project, I do throw out some Super Raptors every season.
So this was bred late 2020. This guy, and he almost looked like a Blizzard Super Snow. You know when I've seen a lot of the Blizzard Super Snows, the line down the back and there's not a lot of pink where the albino comes in. I find the albino adds a bit of pink into it. This guy was purity of white. He was really, really nice. Holdback wise, I've held him back for now, but I think I've got a better male now. So he
might be on the block.
Yeah, he might be.
When is that, a 2020?
This is a 2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
Late 2020, that is.
A nice size.
Yeah, the line does. They do, honestly. I've got a female in there. I sold a female this year. She was around 5, 6 months old. This female was 83 grams.
Wow.
She was huge. They all come from the line. I call it is the Odin line, because Odin was the first monster gecko that popped from the line. And they all originate from him now. All my whites will come from him. The Blaze and Blizzards that are they show more yellow on them, but they are also from him, and they are big geckos. Like, just the normals, bear in mind, there's no super giant or giant line on there. It's just normals. They are big geckos, nice sized geckos, and they grow really quick.
Yeah, that's cool. That was we talked about it the other day. I used to work with super giants. I love them.
Yeah.
They just grow so fast. At 3 months old, they were 40, 50 grams and out of a hatchling rack and taking up a space in the adult rack. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have just got into super giants. I have no experience with them whatsoever, so I can't give off a lot of information. I brought the son of the world's largest four. I brought his son. This gecko shot up to 100 grams. He's not even, he's I think 7 months old, maybe 8 now. He's 100 grams. He's over 100 grams. I haven't weighed him in quite a while. But I brought one of my good friends called Elite Geckos. He's the only guy in the UK I know that fully works with super giants. Now, he gave me a free giant. I think it was giant possible super giant. And this gecko was the size of my little finger. It was smaller. This gecko is now the size of both of my hands and 130 grams at a year old.
Wow.
It's mad how fast he's grown. He's still got another year to grow before I even breed him yet. But yeah, Elite Geckos is doing absolute mad stuff with the super giants. For the UK side of things, he's the guy to go to 100%.
That's crazy.
Just like that.
I love super giants. I mean, there's something cool about holding a 130, 140 gram or even bigger gecko. It's like they look like baby alligators.
Exactly.
Oh, here we go. It's Black Night time.
This is
You're teasing everybody.
I am teasing. This is what was sold to me as a Max Snow Eclipse Black Night. Now you can see the black dots, and some days this gecko is very dark. Me, however, I struggle to call her a Black Night.
Yeah, you know what because I'm working on that same project, and they look primarily, at first glance, they look like a super snow. What I'm finding is now I'm 2 or 3 years into the project, is they still look like super snows, but so their black dots are, because sometimes you'll get a super snow where the black dots are kind of brownish. Their black is really black, and then that field color, I'm finding it tends to, and they seem to fire up and fire down a little bit, but that field color seems to be more gray than white. Are you seeing that too?
Yeah,
I've got one right here. Let me get. It's actually not mine. Well, it's still here. Adam, who I see in the chat, it's Adam's gecko. We're just waiting. He lives in the tundra. We're just waiting to be able to ship this thing to him. But let me go grab it.
No worries. I'll put this one back to show your one off.
All right, I'm back. So this is a male, and he's looking pretty gray today.
Yeah. So I can see more Black Knight on that gecko than I could on mine for sure.
Well, you're right. I mean, they look like super snows, but I
Yeah.
feel like his background color is I don't know if I can get him a little closer. His background color is very
I can.
gray.
Yeah, you can see the grey blackness. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Hey Adam, you like your gecko? Maybe we should open bidding and see if somebody will buy it for more than Adam. They are sweet. They you know, because some of my Black Knights are crazy, but these guys they have that that super snow personality.
Yeah. It was Darling Geckos.
Oh yeah, she's that.
She
What is that? The
she
Panda
started
Project?
Panda, didn't she? She started the Panda Project. I've seen it was her who got me into the Super Snow Black Knight breeding. One of her geckos was a pied Super Snow Black Knight, and it looked unreal.
Oh yeah, I don't have
Absolute
a. And I should have brought that picture up, but it's amazing.
Yeah, I'll put the camera down and show you.
It's not on his picture. Let's switch back. Let's put the full screen back to Black Knights. Nobody wants to see me.
There's one of my females. So this female is 2 years old.
Are you photoshopping this?
Nope. So this is my 2-year-old female. This is actually one I produced last season. I can tell by there's a slight, tiniest bit of brown. It's so ever so slight, you barely see it with the eye. This is a female produced late 2020. She's pretty, I'd say pretty big for a Black Knight female at her age. She's 45 grams.
She hatched late 2020, so like September, October.
They're all late. All the ones I hatched in the last year were late ones. They were Black Knight wise. She's not the best, however. She's very dark.
I figured.
I'm trying to get it so you can see it.
I mean, that's just a gorgeous gecko.
I do have, I think I've got 9 here next to me. I've got to try and ID them.
Yeah,
So
how do you? Because they're all black.
Yeah. So
do they have microchips in them? Because you take those pictures with like 5 of them. How do you know what bin to put them back in?
So if I just show you, hold on, give me 1 second.
Yeah, this is the Eco Gecko virtual expo. Because of COVID, we can't have expos in England, so we're doing a YouTube expo right now. Welcome to the virtual expo.
Yeah, so my biggest female is this girl, I believe. Yeah, now she's heavily gravid too, so I don't want to stress her out too much. But this female is a 70, 80 gram female Black Knight, and that's the biggest I've ever come across.
That's a big girl.
Yeah, she's obviously heavily gravid at the moment, so you can obviously see the eggs bulging out of her sides here.
Yeah.
Lovely gecko, however.
Gorgeous.
She tends to produce good eggs too, this one, which is brilliant.
I'm going to have to put Mata. I can't pull Mata out today because she's currently in with a male. So hopefully she's busy. But she's clearly in the mid 60 gram range. I haven't weighed her in a while. She might be pushing 70. She's a big girl.
Now here you go. Here's a. Now this one is the one I believe. So this female I found a very weird eye pigment on.
Oh, this is the one you sent me a picture of.
Yeah, so this is the eye pigment I found. Well, I don't want to say eye pigment I found. This is just a weird eye, basically, I've come across.
And they're two different, right? Like
They're
one
two
eye.
different. So a left eye is the
Yeah.
normal wild type eye you know see on all normals, and the right eye, you'd almost say it's an eclipse eye, but it's very hard. I've tried to shine a light down in her eye, and it seems to be a little bit light sensitive too. So it's hard to get a clear shot, but it seems to be a full black eye with a slight break in the left back side.
Yeah, you sent me a couple pictures of it. It's certainly unique. And
Yeah,
now with 15 years of Ferry working on this project, there's no heads hiding in that Black Night line.
exactly.
I haven't heard of anybody popping out like a mystery eclipse or something out of that line.
Well, I came across one other breeder who's popped out a funny, well, you know, like a total eclipse eye, the total eclipse eye, the red slit in the middle.
Right.
One breeder I know of has popped a pure line Black Night with that one eye being a red slit. So she's very excited about that. But 15 years of line breeding, you'll tend to come up, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, it all happens from random mutation. So, I mean, that's Cypher, which is the newest. It's a random mutation. So you got to. How many random mutations just got sold at a pet store, you know, from Gourmet Rodent or, you know, some other mass breeder, and you have no idea.
Exactly.
So you're right.
So
it takes a vigilant eye to say, hey, this gecko has something a little bit different. I wanna explore that. So you're gonna breed back that female to see if you can reproduce that eye?
I will breed her back to the dad. Now,
Yeah.
my male Black Knight, however,
Oh, you breaking out the male?
my male is here, but I will warn, he had a issue with shedding, and he has a sore nose. However,
Yeah, he's
that's
got a little boo-boo on his nose, but I gotta tell you, nobody's gonna look at his nose because this is the single best Black Knight. I think, now that's my opinion, I think this is the best Black Knight male in the world.
I haven't seen better male wires on the pure line. I haven't. The best thing is with the females, you put a female in his cage, within 10 seconds he's all over it.
He's ready to go. Bring him forward a little bit. Bring him into the light a little bit more. Well, I guess it wasn't the light. He disappears. He's black. I can see his eye. It's kind of like a cat at night. You can't see the cat, but you can see his eye.
Yeah. So when I wouldn't call him a solid black, a true solid black, because of the line down him. I don't know if you can see it on camera. There's a slight line of pattern down him.
That little hidden gold, that brownie gold pattern that they have hiding under there. Yeah.
So I wouldn't call him a solid black. I believe, honestly, there's only one or two in my collection that I would call a real solid black animal without any sort of pattern underneath.
Yeah, that female you showed me the other day, that save her for last.
Yeah.
I've not seen a better Black Knight than her.
No, me either. That's hands down. I can honestly say she is.
Oh, I can see his nose. I saw.
He has a shed. So even providing shed box, he is quite aggressive when he sheds. He rubs up his hide, his warm hide too. So it's very hard to contain it. Whenever this happens, I always put a bit of wound cleaner on there. I forgot what it's called, but always dab a bit on there, wash it off, and it's perfect. Few days later, it's fully healed, no problem.
Yeah, they're such resilient animals. Their
exactly.
healing capability is unbelievable. I mean, really, reptiles in general, but leopard geckos are they're like little tanks.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I do want to show you one of these, a Super Snow Eclipse female of mine. Now, I'm tempted to pair her to that male.
Oh, I see
Very
the
tempted.
Look at that pie.
And she's a lovely size for a Super Snow Eclipse. Let me grab. Ugh.
Look at that pied neck.
Pied neck, really pied tail. Just a few parts of pattern on this gecko. Lovely female, really good size, really good size. She's 2 years old, maybe.
Yeah, it's
Maybe 2, maybe 3.
a nice,
I'm not
nice
too
looking
sure.
animal.
Yeah, I was thinking about pairing her to my male this year. She's ovulating and ready, but I just haven't decided what to do with her.
Back to the pure Black Night male.
Pure Black Night male, but I've already got a 1 to 3 group on this kind of project, so I personally wanted to pair her to another universe.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, really nice. It's a good one.
Gorgeous.
The game with the goal with these ones are the extreme pieds.
Yeah, yeah. So you're gonna have
a
black field animal with these funky white patches, randomly. That's where you're going?
Yeah, but with these ones, I want to go for the almost all white with blotches of pattern, just outbreaks of pattern. I've seen them a lot in Asia, actually, the Asian countries. Absolute amazing. They are really, really nice. With the Black Night side of things, I want the black with the pied break of white. That's the goal with them.
That's cool.
Oh.
Hold on. If you whip out another Black Night, we're gonna have to go back to that urinal picture, because if you show many more before I go get one, then I'm gonna have this whole complex. So let me grab. There it is. So hey, what are you looking at in that picture? You're like a little creeper. What let me grab my holdback Black Night Max Snow visual clips real fast. Her name's Luna.
Oh, typical. I will set up 4 of my holdbacks.
She is a little bit crazy, so we'll see if I can. She doesn't bite. She just really jumpy, skittish, like a crazy Diablo Blanca. You could see, clearly an eclipse. She got the markers, white nose.
Well, that's lovely.
But she's got a pretty cool pattern, huh?
Yeah, I like the pattern on that. I like her tail too a lot.
Yeah, she's a 2020 and she's chunky. See if I can get her eyes on camera. Oh, there we go. Come on, baby.
I must say that's a nice camera you got there.
There's a nice shot. Yeah, it is
Lovely.
real. So she's going. She actually was paired up last week, so hopefully she's got some eggs cooking.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
All right, your turn.
I held back 4 this season. 4 I held back were these. So try and get them all in one shot. It's very hard. So I held back 4 very dark females. I hope to get them all breeding within this season, but There's two of them around 40 to 50 grams, but I can't see any ovulation yet. They're still only about 7 months maybe. So I'm not ready. I'm not going to breed them yet. I'm going to wait until the second half of the season for these 4. But I'm hoping I get decent eggs from these 4 because I have everyone's after the Black Knights, and I can't tell you when they come in. So whenever I get someone going, can I buy a Black Knight? I go, well, I haven't got any available. They go, oh, when have you got some available? I go, I couldn't even tell you. I don't know because they're so unpredictable with eggs and whatnot. I just say to them, right. Maybe around, I say to them, I'll definitely have some this season, but yet again, it's you then trying to land it first because I've had about, as I say, about 7,000 to 10,000 messages on Black Knights, and
I did a waiting list that first season that I got 1 egg. So I don't do them anymore because you just never know. If I was to
do a waiting list, the waiting list would be like 10 plus years. So there's just no there's no point doing a waiting list.
Yeah, but you already promised me that I was getting the best male from 2020, and it's on YouTube now, so I have witnesses.
Yeah, well,
or you could just give me the male you have and just hope you produce a better one.
Do you know, I do plan to produce a better one, and when I do, I will let go of one.
Oh man,
yeah, I will let go. Once I get I'm hoping maybe this season I might pop a better male, but if I do pop a better male, I will be getting rid of him, only because I'm drifting more towards the crosses now. It's the crosses I want to be doing. I'll carry on breeding the pures. I've got a 1 to 9 group on pures or whatever. If I want to hold a few back, I might, but I will be selling nearly every single one I do produce.
Oh, everybody, did you hear that? Start messaging Jay now and message him every day.
Yeah.
Load up that inbox. Well, we talked about this too. I mean, I'm working on, what do I have? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 different outcross Black Night projects. Actually, 4 outcross Black Night projects going right now. But I am going to keep doing pures because everybody that wants to do a project or an outcross project, let's say you want to do a Black Night cipher. And if the only thing available is a Black Night eclipse or head eclipse, you can't do that combo until you get that eclipse out of there. So
exactly.
I still want to have pures, so so people that want to do, either they love the pure or they want to do a project, they need that that blank canvas to start with.
So here's another one of my holdback females. This is one I would say solid black.
That's pretty.
Slight kink at the tail. But this was mainly due because of an incubator issue.
Oh,
so my incubator failed last season.
Yeah.
I lost about 15 to 20 Black Knight eggs, pures and crosses. During this time, there was a heat wave in the UK, and it affected a lot of my eggs. This was the result of it, but nothing major.
Nah, she hatched. I don't know if you've seen this, but I have a female that, under normal circumstances, like she's just hanging out and she's calm, her tail is perfect. But if she gets defensive or stressed a little bit, it does like a weird zigzag. It looks like a tail kink, but it's not there. I mean, a tail kink's there all the time. I think when she wants to start waving her tail, it gets this weird like zig at the end. I've never seen anything like it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I've never heard of or seen that either.
Yeah, I remember when I first got her, I messaged Ferry, and he's like, I apologize, but I never saw a tail kink. And he said, take a picture. And that was the day that, you know, she came over. So that's a pretty long trip. And I said, I put her away. I'll get you one in the morning. I went down in the morning and her tail was straight as could be. I'm like, am I seeing things? So I told her, I said, I'm sorry, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. You know, I'm an idiot. And then over the couple 3 years now that I've had her, it seems like when she gets stressed out, she kinks it. It's weird.
Very weird. Yeah, very weird.
So how old is that? That's a 2020, obviously.
That's a 2020. Yeah. So I held back 4 of them. I would say two of them are. This one I'd say is a pure black female. You won't get better than this on the blackness. In person, they look even better than what you're seeing on camera.
Well, cameras suck at picking up black. Look, so, she's licking, and every time she licks, because it's so black that it looks like a cottonmouth snake. Because when she opens her mouth a little bit, you get a glimpse of white.
Yeah. So this female, whenever you see a photo of the Black Knights, and it's such, you know, I don't know if you've seen my Instagram, the really good ones of the close-up of the Black Knights, it's this female. She is just amazing with the camera. Every time I smack that camera out, it's just always brilliant photos. Always.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. Congratulations on that one.
Thank you.
Hey, before we got on, Jay, is that her right there on your Instagram?
This one is my pure black female. So this is the one I believe
okay. So that's the one we're going to show last. We're saving her.
If you slide, you'll see her on that photo. If you slide one, that's the one we're talking about now.
That's the one you posted yesterday.
Yeah, that's the female I just had in my hand.
That's the picture where I said send me a 1-2 group of each and I'll decide.
Yeah,
you didn't respond to that comment. You didn't even like it. That's rude.
Do you know what? With my Instagram too, the comments and the likes, because there's a lot of traffic through there, it doesn't show me everything that's going on, and I tend to miss a lot of things.
I'm just kidding. You get. I think that picture yesterday, you're at like 2,000 likes already. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's nice.
Look at this.
Yeah, so this is my holdbacks, my male, and 2 of my.
I'll go back to that for a second. There you go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's just some of them. I have more. 2 lighter ones, another pure one, and 3 other crosses. But do you know how hard it is to get these geckos to just even stay in a perimeter for that long?
How many people did you have like surrounding the table to dive?
I only had I live with my other half, and it's only us 2 that live here, so just me and her. But it took us at least 20 minutes of just continuously trying.
Were you guarding the table?
This female is my favorite. Best female, I'd say.
Everybody, this is the part of the video that you're gonna want to remember what time it is, and you're gonna want to watch this like 25 times, because this is the best Black Knight female I've ever seen.
Yeah. So, in real life, in certain light, sun and that, it's actually hard to focus on her. She's really, really a deep black. She's never ever shown any sort of pattern underneath any of that black at all, and she's the mother of the weird eye. She's the one who produced the weird eye. So she has popped 2 eggs this season, but they were just no good. They were both fertile, however, but no good.
Look at that head.
commonly it's a lot of
it's a black void with like 2 shiny beads, you know, for eyes.
yeah. I
Look.
call, so anything that comes from this girl, I call a void line, the void line, basically.
No way.
Because yeah, that's exactly what I.
Hey Adam, you got to watch tomorrow to see Pony Boy, because if I show all my Black Knights today, no one's going to tune in tomorrow at 11. So, plus, I can't compete with this, so I'm going to pretend that everybody's quarantined right now and we can't show.
Yeah, so I think her next 2 eggs, they should be a-okay. I will keep back. I won't keep them back forever, but I will have to keep them back for a certain point to check the eyes on each offspring that comes from her to see if she reproduces the same pigment or not. Because this female came from.
She's not visual for that eye, right?
No, she's not.
Yeah.
She's not. She's from the pure line, so there's no hets, nothing. It's just pure line. And yeah, she's decent size. I think she's about 55 grams. They are smaller geckos anyway, so
yeah.
Pure black ones like this, to get to like 50, 60 grams and keep them there is really nice. I've got one.
Let me tell everybody this story. So the thumbnail for this Luna Live, I tried to take some of Jay's best Black Knights and erase the background so I could drop them into the thumbnail. The erase, because they're a void, the erase program was erasing the gecko. So they're so black that I couldn't even, take a JPEG and turn it into a PNG. So I had to use one. I had to use one of mine on the thumbnail. That's a gorgeous animal.
Yeah, I do. This is, out of all my geckos, this female is, leopard gecko wise, my favourite out of every single one. So, some days it's just unreal. Like looking at her, it's like looking into like a black hole, like just void black. It's in person, it's brilliant.
You bring up a interesting point about Black Knights. We talked about this the other day, and I find that they, now not like a Crested with fired up, fired down, but they change. So depending on temperature, time of day, maybe their mood, some days I'll open the bin and the animal looks black, and other days I'll slide open the bin and you could see that little gold pattern hiding on the back. You see that too, right?
So with my pure blacks, I don't see that because
they don't have a pattern, black. But the ones that have that faint pattern.
So my lighter ones, that's absolutely correct. Yes, some days they will look very black. Other days, the pattern will just blossom.
Sure.
I keep my temperature steady, and it's just a Black Night morph. Especially with crosses, you'll find the same with crosses. One day you can look at an animal and go, "Oh my god, that you can see the Black Night." The other day, 2 days later, it looks like a normal.
Yeah. The crosses, when they hatch, you're thinking I might be onto something, and then after a couple sheds, you're like, oh geez, that looks like a high yellow.
Yeah, exactly. But it's the argument goes on, to let me get that in the picture. So the argument happens. So a Black Knight, a pure line Black Knight with age can get darker. So that is very true. It can get darker. So you can buy a half decent Black Knight, and with age, it does darken up. However, I'm not sure if that's to do with temperatures with the people who have the gecko, or it's just the actual morph itself, because a lot of times people are told, lower temperatures, the darker the animal, and some people will go to the extent of bringing the temperatures down to make their animals look darker.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Because when I got that first 1-2 group, the male was only I think he imported from the Netherlands at 12 grams. So you want
Yep.
to talk about how nervous I was until that box showed up. But I threw him right into my hatchling rack, which I keep 92 degrees Fahrenheit, just like the adults. And within 3 months, man, he bloomed. He got big.
Yep.
He got big fast, but he bloomed up that that typical male, lot of gold, right? And I asked Ferry about it, and he's like, "No, you gotta for that first year, you gotta keep him at a lower temperature." And I'm with you. I don't want to do that.
No,
I want him to grow.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit unfair to keep them at lower temperatures. My racks are at 32, 31 to 33 always.
Yeah, I can't do Celsius, man. I lived in Canada for a year. I love Toronto, so everybody from Canada that's on, hi guys. But I couldn't figure out the darn Celsius thing, so I went out and bought a Nest thermostat and changed it to Fahrenheit because I was either freezing or I was sweating. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I go by Celsius.
Yeah, I'm with you. You do kilometers too?
No, I don't. No, I don't actually.
Is miles per hour or miles?
Yeah, miles.
So
miles, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Canada's kilometers. Who's next?
This is one I haven't shown yet. So this one is the lightest one I've produced.
Oh, give him full screen on this.
Well, lightest one I produced last year. So
yeah, that's that typical pattern that I see.
Yeah. Oh, let me get a little bit. There we go. So the pattern. So under the black, there's just brown. It's very brown, and some days that brown can turn black, and some days the pattern is just out fully. The other day I caught her and she looked grey. It was a lovely colour, but that's a typical light one for me.
Yeah, I don't think most people would be too upset about that.
Now, I have 3 light ones. What I say is light. I'm going to, for my own sake, for my own research, I'm going to pair them to my pure male and just see what the percentages are on dark to light.
Oh, you keep track to start.
Yeah.
Putting some data behind the theory.
Yeah, because obviously, so this gecko looks very black, but in the eye you can see a lot of the pattern, and I want to see if because let's say she turns black again with age, yeah?
Sure.
I want to see, because I know this one hatched light. I know she was a light one growing up. So I want to see if it has an impact on the babies. That's what I want to see. If she looks black by adult, I want to see if her being light and pattern underneath that black affects the babies. That's the research I want to.
All right, my turn, and I'm gonna get.
Yep.
Since you showed one that wasn't pure black, I feel comfortable showing another one. So let me get another.
Is it one black?
No. All right, so I grabbed this girl because she clearly has a pattern, but her head is jet black. She's got a great head. Her name's Onyx. So if she hold on, there we go. I think there we go. We're focused now. She's got, if she didn't have that band there, because it's like that neck band happens and then she changes color and then you can see the black on her, or I mean the goldie stripe, brown stripe.
Yeah, it's very common for them to have the bands.
But if she
Very
was,
common.
if she would have just stayed that head color, man, that would have been.
Yeah.
I can't focus on her. Oh, there we go.
Put her closer to the
There it is. It caught her. We're using a new camera today that is supposed to make me look better. Not the geckos.
It's definitely for the geckos.
That's lovely.
Handy dandy camera lady said it's definitely for the geckos, not for me. So, all right, I'm not showing anymore. I need people to tune in tomorrow. You're up.
Oh, well, more pure blacks, I guess. Tail, white one. Another female. Hold on. I'll set the camera.
Hey, mutant. What's up, bud? How's Florida?
So here's another one I held back. Again, love. Same thing with a lot of them. They're so dark. This one's got a stripe of pattern down the back. Other than that, this is like the replica of the father, basically.
Yeah, I'm speechless. I don't even know what. I'm out of adjectives.
So I've got with the pure blacks, the really dark ones. I have breeding wise 1 to 7 on the really dark ones. Yeah, 1 to 7 on the pure dark ones. So I'm talking almost pure black. Maybe 3 of them have like that stripe as we're looking at now. The rest are all crosses or just a bit lighter. That's including the one I just showed, the lighter one. That's including her too, being the lighter one. But these, only time can tell. I don't know if I'm going to get a good season from all of them. Like I said, I've only paired 3 Black Knights so far. 3 eggs dropped, and none of them were good. So,
hey, handy dandy, put that comment up from Adam. One under. No, not that one. Have you seen the Ash Project? It's that Black Knight, Mandarin, Tangerine, Noir Désir.
I've heard of it briefly. I've seen a few geckos with the caption Ash.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, it looks like a solid black animal, and then on the sides, instead of
orangey,
instead of that gold, you have that deep Mandarin orange.
Mm-hmm.
I'd prefer to do it, but not with the Noir Désir black eye. So, Adam, to answer your question, I guess a lot of the Mandarin line has the Noir Désir black eye in it. So you got to make sure you have an animal that's clean before you start trying to mix up eye traits.
Yeah, the NDBEs, I've heard really enhances orange geckos.
It does. It's an amazing color enhancer, but the side effects, with
the side effects, I don't think it's worth it. I don't know.
No, I bred them for one season and I stopped because I produced a couple small-eyed geckos and one blind gecko, and the females are infertile. So the visual females are infertile. So you would have to go with either 200% hets or a visual male and a het female.
Exactly.
So, we're not working with the NDB. Now I still have it because I love the Mandarin line. I don't have any visuals anymore, but I still have some het that I'm working on cleaning out. So it's going to take me a few more seasons to get all that out of there. All of that out of there. Can't say that. Out of there. There you go.
We've seen this one, but I just had to get her out once more.
Oh,
She's firing down a little bit now, so you can
Are you
start to
guys
see the
seeing this?
blackness. The blackness is starting to fade a bit, but when she's fully fired up, like earlier when we saw it, she is pure black.
It looks
Really
like
nice
velvet.
one. Yeah, like you felt Crested Geckos. I
Yeah,
love the feel of them. Really soft.
that's
Super
awesome.
nice gecko. Yeah. Bless her. Like I said, the only plans with her and the male is the visual and going for the dark visual Exantix with these guys. The lily whites, of course, as we said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lovely, absolutely lovely. Will you work with the Exantix gene?
I would love to. I just haven't been able to pick any up. You know, the visuals are few and far between, and then you just got to get lucky and pick up a het. There's a couple breeders that I would consider, but my first choice is altitude. So you just got to get Brian when he's got a a soft spot, and he says, "Okay, you've been bugging me long enough. I'll get one." I think he might have blocked me, so I don't know.
He's very hard to get a reply from him. Even like when I was purchasing the geckos, he's a very busy man. But I would.
He's always on vacation. Every time I see him, he's in Belize or Costa Rica, or
Yeah, he's doing the altitude tour, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing that Belize altitude tour. That's going to be cool.
Yeah. No,
Hey,
I would have went for that, but because of the current state of COVID in the UK, it just doesn't seem sensible to even book a flight or anything because it's really bad out here.
Well,
COVID-wise, all travel's like stopped. Shipping-wise, everything's stopped. So, unfortunately, I'll have to pass this time. But once COVID clears up,
I think we should reach out to him because we're plugging his Belize adventure right now. That he should give us a free trip.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one.
We'll share a room, except it's got to have separate urinals. I don't want to deal with that. You said that gecko is not old enough this season, or it is?
This one is, yep, she's 45 grams, ready to breed.
There you go.
So is the male. The only problem I have is she's not ovulating. I was told a trick on how to tell if a crested gecko is ovulating or not.
Yeah, let's hear that.
I don't know whether it's 100% true, but a breeder showed me if you tickle the underside there, the tail will swipe and wrap around your finger a little bit, and that's a sign of ovulation apparently. And you can do it each side, and if it doesn't, then I don't know if that's 100% true. But when he showed me, his gecko did do it, and it did pair successfully.
Kind of like a cat.
Yeah.
Go back to the full screen. Let's just full screen that. That one. There we go. That's
super nice.
Do you name your geckos?
So I name them by the personality sometimes, but a lot of the time I have to stick like breeder names on them, like BN01, BN02. But
oh, look, she's looking at the camera. She's gonna jump on it.
So yeah, but I do tend to name some of them. Like the Void one is obviously Void. I call it Andromeda because of the galaxy.
Yeah, that's great.
The ones that annoy me have names I won't say. But yeah, I do name some of them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. We name our breeders, so the babies we don't name them. They're named like H1, H2, H3.
Yeah, there's a lot of mine are like that too. Like a lot of my breeders and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. I'll grab it back. I just looked at the comments and
who's left on the
YouTube
Black
Geckos.
Nights?
What was that?
Let's roll through the last couple Black Nights, and then we'll go to the Q&A screen where we can see all the comments and so if you guys have had a question, or even if you've asked a question already that we didn't see or comment on, here in a minute we're going to go to a Q&A screen and you'll be able to fire away.
Here's a female. I've got so many. I could be showing you the same gecko, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, what do you got going on off camera over there?
Another female, very dark.
You said very dark, or
yeah,
pitch black is what I would say. But does she have any faint pattern, or is that you would consider that solid?
I would consider this one another solid.
Not a solid.
I would consider it a solid.
Oh,
yes,
you would.
Solid, yes.
Okay, because I was going to say if this was the 1 to 10 J grading scale, and you weren't going to call that a 10, then all of mine are like 0.5.
So, yeah, I do. It's the shade of black too. Like I can have ones with no pattern, but you can get a different shade of black on them. And obviously, my Void girl is just, you can't beat that.
It's like jet black. It's
like certain lights and whatnot.
What's the hex number for that? It's like 0000 for people that do editing, not photo editing. We don't edit gecko photos, but we do have to edit my photos because nobody would tune in if we didn't edit my photos. That's why we've been doing them in black and white. I look way better in black and white than I do in color on an HD camera. So I'm kind of regretting this new camera. Yeah, I don't know. We might have to use two cameras from now on. One good one for the geckos and like an old monochrome for me. Which one's this?
It's one of my breeders. To what one I won't know until I put them all back.
I want to reach for it. Oh, I was gonna grab it. Put me back up there. I want to grab it. Where's my hand? Oh, there it is. There we go. Yeah, hand that over here.
Yeah.
How's that work? I can't figure this out. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I almost had it.
So yeah, a lot of people ask me, will you ever be able to get a full black gecko, including the belly? And my answer
I've
to that
heard
question
that.
is
I've had
no.
that question too.
No, it's not possible. I don't think it's possible. I think it's some sort of different skin pigment. I just don't think it's the pattern. Like on the stomach of a Black Knight, you can definitely see a difference. Mine has it's like a shade, two shades either side of it, like that.
Yeah, hold on. You have that
down.
one picture on Instagram.
On my Instagram somewhere.
You have that belly picture. We'll pull it up real fast.
I do.
I think that question comes because, like the Mandarin tangerine, like Barry up in Utah, he's been able to work that. Other people too, but Barry's done an amazing job with it. Only Tangs, where he's worked that orange. Yeah, Barry. Yeah. That's my original Mandarins, or that's where I got them. I got them from Barry.
Yeah, you can't get better Mandarin tangerines other than Barry and Molt.
Yeah.
Molt Gecko, Barry.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just can't beat them.
We're looking for that Instagram photo where it's here. I'll find it. It's that one where you're holding it in your hand and you can see its belly.
I think that's the one. Yeah.
Let me see. I was just looking at it.
That was, I think, a year back, maybe.
So you don't. And what other crazy questions have people asked you about a Black Knight while I'm looking for this?
I get at least, so message wise, a day on my page, I get like minimum 10, maximum 40 messages a day. I get so many messages. It's unreal. Stupid messages. I told you, like I get people, a lot of help messages. Someone the other week sent me. I woke up in the morning. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning. I go to my messages and it's like 20 requests. I click on the first one and it was a photo of a dead gecko on its back. And the guy said to me, "What happened to my gecko?"
I told you that you should have told him, send me €500 and the gecko, and I'll tell you. Because then you could have spent like $250 on a necropsy, and then you made $250.
Yeah.
There's is this the belly picture?
Yeah, it doesn't show off the best of what I'm on about. I'll have to get an update photo of it because the last time I saw that same gecko's stomach, it was a lot clearer.
This one's one of my favorites.
That's my male. You see his nose again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's a continuous thing with him since I've had him.
He likes rubbing that.
He really does. There's no way of stopping him unless I take out his actual hot hide. I can't do that. There's no sharp edges on it whatsoever. Other than the opening itself, no win.
Yeah, no, I mean they do that. It's not a Black Knight thing. It's individual geckos.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have geckos that do the same. Yeah.
You still have a couple hiding there?
I've shown all of them.
All of them.
Yep, I've shown all the ones I have out. Yep.
That's all you have? Come on, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's all I have here.
That's amazing. Hey, bravo. Hit the applause button. We need some applause. There we go.
Thank you.
We needed some applause. Let's go to pop-up Q&A. You want to fire away at some of these Q&As?
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead.
I'm going to have to put my glasses up. Show us some tangs. That's going to be a different show. Jay, you got a question about live food right there from the live food hub. Sounds like a plug.
My friend who's plugging himself. Obviously, all my food comes from him. Most of my reptile equipment comes from him also. Yeah, UK wise, if you're in the UK, that's the man to go to.
Really good guy, or you just haven't found anybody else yet?
I haven't found anyone else yet.
So there you go. He's still looking. You better be nice.
Mutant Geckos earlier said something about the Afghan Black Knights. That's a project I'm currently working on. I sourced it was the perfect Afghan from Ireland. Afghan tang, that is. I couldn't have found better. The dark base on her and the dark orange will work so well with the Black Knights. I think it will actually knock off years of line breeding because of the mother being so dark anyway. So that's a project I'm really looking forward to.
This is season 1 with that project?
This is season 1 with her. So I did pair an Afghan Black Knight last season and I got a bunch of normals. So I just sold them as normals.
Yeah.
Done. Normals. Labeled what the parents were and sold them as normals. Healthy looking geckos, whatnot, but you would never think that his father is my male Black Knight. They were just Bob standard normals.
Man, it's crazy. You never know.
Yeah, but the Afghan in question was very light. It wasn't the best Afghan. It is what it is. So, but this one I have high hopes for. This new female.
It would have been interesting to hold at least one of those back just to see what Gen 2 looked like.
Yes, I
To
hatched
just
mostly
see if it was
males
latent,
from it.
right? If you had some latent black in there.
Yeah, it would be nice to. Yeah, I should have, but you know what? At the time, because I had so many other Black Knight projects, and I
Right.
already knew I had that Afghan female coming. I thought, you know,
Yeah.
I'll let these go, and I will make the better. I'll improve the line with this female.
Yeah,
I'll
live.
go from there.
I can't keep them all.
Exactly.
Keep 'em all.
Yeah.
Live
Exactly.
hub or live food hub wants to know what your most exciting pairing you have this year.
It would have to be the Super Snow Eclipse to Black Knight and the Exantix Crested Geckos.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
that's the Crested Geckos. I think I'm a little bit more excited about just popping the visual.
Have you
Uh,
ever bred Cresteds before?
Funny story. I brought a Lily White as a sub-adult. She was 35 grams. I brought her home, and a week later, she had a fertile egg. She hadn't seen a male since about 10 grams when she was a baby. So we don't. So it's either we don't know what happened. Basically, I don't remember the name for it, but when they lay an egg, a fertile egg by themselves, it's either that or I don't think they would have mated at 10 grams, and she would have held the sperm for a year, a year or whatever. I don't think that's possible. So I hatched one baby from that female, and that's it from the Crested Geckos.
Yeah, we used to rack breed Cresteds, and it was easier. But as you can see, we switched to Bioactives, which from a maintenance standpoint is a lot easier. And I just I like walking in the reptile room or in the gecko room, and I see light and I see plants, and finding eggs, not so easy. So
Yeah.
I had all but given up last season, and I walked in one morning, I turned a light on, and I saw a little tail sticking out of a food bowl, and I didn't think anything of it, and I started to do what I was doing, but then it hit me, that tail's too small for the adult female. I should go look at that. And sure enough, there's a baby. And so I hurried up and got the little baby out of there, and then I started digging through the tree, and I saw the second one, but then I couldn't get it, because then you're in there like trying to get it off the tree, and then I couldn't see it anymore. I'm like, oh, I lost it, and I took my hand out. It was on the back of my hand. I'm like, oh, I got it. So then I put it. So if you don't find those eggs, they hatch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And unfortunately, some females will eat them. They'll eat the babies. So
you
got to try and get them out of there.
Yeah, I'm quite good with the So with the setups I've got at the moment, I've got them in. I've got one in a Exoterra, just like yours behind you, and the rest are in tubs, bigger tubs. Now I want to provide UVB for my Crested Geckos, but
I'm on UVB.
Yeah.
So,
do you find any benefits?
I have full spectrum grow lights because of the plants, and so like the hoods on these top are it's a 2 bulb hood. So on one bulb I have a full spectrum grow light, and on the other bulb I have I think a 5.0 UVB, and I figured it couldn't hurt, so I did put them in. And then the lower racks behind me are on a full spectrum LED, so that they cover everything. But
Gotcha.
I don't know if it's doing anything, but can't hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone put it to me this way: the Exantix gene, why spend all that money and not provide the utter best housing? So I took that into account and thought, yeah, damn. So I'm trying to set up trying to build a Crested Gecko rack or shelving kind of thing with installed UVB, with tubs and all the tubs are meshed on top, or I'm going to go with the glass exoterras and do the canopies.
Yeah.
I've still got a lot to do in that room.
I mean, I know they're nocturnal, but they're out a fair amount during the day. Yeah, I've got right behind me this male. I don't know. We're not going to be able to see him. He's on the glass back there. You can see his tail sticking up like under that hide.
Yep.
See his tail up there?
Yep.
He never hides. He's out all day. 24 hours a day, he's out. So
I picked up a female yesterday, actually, Harlequin female. Really dirty. It was just from some guy down the street, and wanted basically nothing for her. 200 pounds. It was a fully ready breeding female. A great addition for the Exantix male, Exantix male to be paired to.
Yeah, I have she's about a year and a half. I have a Harlequin just picked up from Pangea, I don't know, 3 months ago or so. She's hopefully we'll breed her. Oh, that's our male. He's always out. Hopefully we'll be able to breed this. He gets really dark, or when he's fired, he's almost like a blue, like a steel gray kind of color.
That's lovely.
He's a cool little guy.
Yeah, 100%.
I when we first started breeding Cresteds, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, it was all super Dalmatians, and it was easy because a super Dal and a super Dal, all the babies are super Dals. And now I've got drippies and quad stripes and pinstripes and Harlequins, and the babies are coming out, and I'm what the heck? What do I call it? So I feel like an idiot, because I know when a leopard gecko hatches, I know what it is. When a crested hatches, I'm like, I don't know what it is. What's Adam saying?
Gee, what's a good morph to start with? I was thinking extreme Harlequin.
I think it goes back to the same thing as we said with leopard geckos. Work with what you like. So
research you want to produce.
Yeah, if you love the look of a gorgeous quad stripe, or a tiger, or an extreme Harlequin, or a lily white, work with what you like.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Yeah, I agree. Extreme Harlequins are gorgeous. You got one
I
for
like
200 pounds?
You
said you only 200 pounds?
Yeah, 200 pounds. Yeah, very cheap around there for a breeding size female adult. She was around 4 years old, 3 years old. I weighed her as soon as I got home. She was 48 grams, I believe. It came with a setup and everything. It was just like I only have 2 females to pair to my male, and one's a lily white, and the other one's another het Exantix. So all those babies are going to be extremely high priced because they're going to be lily white, possible het Exantix, and then obviously visuals and 66% hets. I wanted another female just to throw out those 50% hets cheaper for everyone, because I know so many people are after these Exantix from me. If I can get some cheaper ones, and 50% hets, easy.
Yeah. No, the charcoals are nice too. Adam just
the charcoals are really nice. The 2 that Altitude put up, it was my friend from Japan. He copped them both. The one that recently went up, that really dark Exantix Altitude.
Yeah, that was a charcoal.
My
Exantix,
friend
right?
brought that.
Yep.
We have agreement on some things. He's actually going to send the charcoals down to me for a season, and I get to use them for whatever I want.
Nice.
Now, my idea was to pair the darkest charcoal to that het Exantix female, and try and land a male het Exantix, and go from there with the dark Exantix.
Yeah, that outstanding.
Yeah,
Outstanding.
that's what I have in mind, but it depends on COVID and shipping and whatnot. You know.
Yeah,
Might
I
put a
think
stop to that.
speaking of shipping, we haven't formally announced it yet, but I think we're gonna do our second Luna Live this coming Wednesday. I don't know what that date is. What's today? The 6th, 7th, 8th? Is that the 10th? I think it's the 10th.
The 10th, yeah, because yeah.
Yeah,
10th.
this coming Wednesday, we're going to have my buddy Sam from Reptile Express International, which, you know, ships reptiles all over the world. So we're going to have Sam give a little update on international shipping and how things are going. I don't, if you're in Canada, unless you smuggled a reptile in your shorts, I think you've probably dealt with Sam. So he's a really good guy. We're gonna do Luna Live, our second Luna Live on Wednesday with Sam.
Sounds good. Shipping wise, I get a lot of people asking me about shipping to the USA and whatnot. I will be shipping a lot to the USA this year, long as
well, yeah, you got to ship the ones that you promised me.
As long as Dutch Dragon imports are up and operating, I will be doing big shipments to the USA, so it's, you know, a little bit cheaper for everyone.
Yeah. Well, that was the beautiful thing for us was when we would ship to Ham. It was almost the same price as me shipping to California. So
exactly, yeah.
There hasn't been a Ham. Have they rescheduled anything on the horizon? That was the way to get geckos to Europe. Even Asia. I've shipped a Ham and guys from Japan picked them up in Ham and then took them.
Yeah, I don't know if Ham's actually on this year. I think that because the shows in the UK are trying to already get them, you know, dates set and whatnot. I think Ham might be going on this year, but it's a touch and go with COVID. It's just also we got over here in the UK we got Brexit too, so everything's messed up with the European imports and whatnot. So it's pain. To the USA, it's a lot easier for me if Dutch Dragon imports are working.
Yeah, I've used Dutch Dragon when I imported from Ferry, and they were fantastic. So
yeah, I've used them for my Crested Geckos. Yeah, so
it's
brilliant.
just when I moved to Canada, it was all Sam and Reptile Express International. But from Europe, I've definitely used. I've actually sent stuff to Ham with Dutch Dragon as well.
Yeah,
they've been great.
Yeah, it's unfortunate about the fire, isn't it?
Yeah. So you thought you had COVID. So we were gonna do this on Wednesday, and
so
you went down for the count.
I'm still not great. So I went to work Thursday and Friday, and it was just no good. I'm doing a COVID test Monday, but I feel better as such on certain aspects, but headaches just pounding away constantly.
Man, I hope it's negative, and I hope you just had a little bug.
Yeah, hopefully I'll hope the same. Yeah.
Well, I think we just crossed 2 hours.
Oh God.
How you feeling? You want to do another 2? Yeah. What are we gonna do part 2 right now? No, we gotta save it. We gotta make them come back.
Yeah, save that.
Yeah, we gotta make sure that live food hub.
Yep.
We gotta make sure. Hub. Yeah, we gotta make sure he sends you all those dubia for plugging him. So
exactly.
We can't do part 2 until those feeders show up. Hey, Jay. We might not be able to do any more Luna Lives because how can I do a better Luna Live than the arguably best Black Night breeder in the world on Luna Live? That's like, I don't know. I don't even. It's like having the Beatles on opening night, and then who's going to come after that? So what do you do?
Yeah, I appreciate that, mate.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. Certainly enjoyed it. I hope everybody that tuned in, enjoyed it. And if you learned anything, you learned that Jay has a waiting list for everything. So start messaging him now and message him every day from now on. And anybody that has a question like, what morph is this? Jay's way better at that than me. So send them to him.
Oh, brilliant.
I just say it's a fancy gecko. Just go with fancy gecko.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much. Hope you feel better. Hope your test's negative. I'll catch up with you. I'll catch up with you this week. I gotta get you a T-shirt. So
yes.
I'm gonna get you a shirt. I'm gonna send you a shirt. So I'll touch base with you after this, and we'll make arrangements. All right. Thanks, buddy. Give him some applause. Give him.
I appreciate
wait,
you.
Wait. We can't. Yeah, we can't go yet because I forgot. You're working on a website. You're thinking about doing a YouTube channel. You got some stuff going on.
YouTube, yes. Website. The Live Food Hub is actually building it for me. The guy behind the Live Food Hub also does websites. We've spent a long time on this website too. We're trying to plug a shop into there, the whole lot. But it's a top-notch website. It really is.
That's
big
great.
Thank you to him for that. YouTube-wise,
when do you think the website's going to go live?
Well, when he
it's
when
up
he
to him. You better hurry up, man.
Yeah, when he finishes it. But YouTube-wise, I would like to do it and educate on breeding and black nights and whatnot. But it's just finding the time and camera-wise, like even this, like I'm not used to it. It's very weird talking to a camera, But it's something I'm definitely going to look into, and if I will do it eventually, basically.
Good. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be good. Yeah.
What about all your social? Everybody follows you. I think you got like 2 million followers. So, but it's Eco Geckos on Instagram.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, Facebook.
Facebook, same.
That's it. Eco Geckos on Facebook and Instagram. That's the only accounts.
You got to get on Twitter and start dancing a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how to work Twitter.
I'm on Twitter, but it's because when you're taking photos of geckos or trying to film a gecko, you get all kinds of little outtake crazy things that make great 15-second videos. So we throw them over on Twitter, but. Or not Twitter, on
TikTok.
TikTok, yeah, TikTok. I'm on Twitter too, but I don't do anything. I just secured the handle, so. But TikTok, yeah, that's where you got to dance on TikTok.
Yeah,
I got it. All right, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Ciao. Hope you feel better.
Have a good one.
Everybody say bye to Jay. So there you go. The first Luna Live under our belt, under our shirt. Remember, all of our merch, lunageckos.shop. And every Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, a new episode. Tomorrow's episode, continuing with Black Night Week, is all about Black Nights again. And we're going to ask and answer the question, is black the new orange? That's what tomorrow is. So, Miss Poppy Dog's been good. She hasn't snored too loud. Handy dandy camera lady, put yourself up there again. Handy dandy camera lady's been amazing. Little applause, hit the applause button.
For myself?
Yeah, for yourself. There's handy dandy camera lady. Remember, if you like this video, please like it. Please comment, share it, and above all, please subscribe to Luna Gecko's YouTube channel and hit that notify bell so you don't miss it when we put out content like during the week. Stay tuned for Luna Live 2 We're thinking next Wednesday if we can get that locked down. But in the meantime, between now and tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central, you can rewatch this video. I bet you can watch it 10 times between now and tomorrow. So just keep replaying this video until tomorrow. And until 11, I'm G. We're Luna Geckos. See ya.